channel. I'm going to do a product review today. I'm reviewing this Cobra CXT 545 radio. You may have seen it if you watch my YouTube videos about geocaching. I take it out with me quite a bit when I go out, whether with a group or if I'm by myself, because you never know when you're by yourself. You just might need to call out for some help sometime, especially when you're getting into off the beaten path and your geocaching. You never know where the cache is going to take you, and so people use these radios more than you might think. There's a lot of different channels. There's 25 main channels, and then I believe each channel has up to 20 sub channels. So, but if you go through the frequencies and you put this thing on scan, you will pick up other people talking on them. So if you're out by yourself, you can put it on scan, and once you hear someone talk, you could key the mic and then lock on that channel. And if you're in a situation where you need some emergency assistance, I'm quite sure that anybody with one of these things would be able to help you out somehow. I get into places with these where there's no cell service, so one of the reasons I use these, and it's a lot more convenient to use a radio like this in order to talk to people when you're traveling in a convoy or whatever, so that when you key your mic, everybody in the group can hear what the person has to say versus making 7 phone calls. But really, I'm a real big fan of this radio. I really think it's a good product. It's quite durable. One of the features this radio has is that it has a weather. It's got 10 channels that you can use to program. Well, not program. It's already pre-programmed for the NOAD, as it's known in the United States, but in Canada, it's our government here puts our weather alerts on the same frequencies that the United States uses, but we don't call it NORAD. It's just our Canadian Weather Service. When you cycle, you can turn this on quite easily. So you just turn the power on, and then you click this little thing here, and then your channels. Right now where I am, I can right now where I am, I'm picking it up on channel 2, but as you travel around the country, you'll get different frequencies. They're published online. You can go find them if you want to program them into a different radio. But it's a convenience. It's kind of nice. You're out somewhere and you can just turn this thing on and listen to any alerts. But because we're in Canada, it's bilingual. It's not always in French. It switches from English to French and back and forth. The other thing that I like about this radio too is that right here, this is the mic to key it to talk, and this here is a flashlight. So that's kind of handy. You have a little flashlight with your radio. You're in your pack looking for something or whatever, you can turn the little light on. It's also got a memory. You can it'll memorize certain channels that you want. It's got the high and low range feature, which is good. This is actually on the low range. It only transmits at 5 watts, 0.5 watts, and at the high, I think this one's actually putting out up 5. I think this puts out 5 watts. Not 100% sure. I'd have to look at the data sheet on this, but it also has a scan feature where you can turn this thing on and just let it scan the different channels. You just hold it until it beeps, and then it'll scan the channels and also scan sub channels. Just you got it going here. It's going through all the sub channels now, and I just let it flash until it figures it out that you want to scan the main channels, and then it'll start to scan and pick up anything. And then you've got like a 5-second hold. I think it is when it hits channel that there's somebody talking on, then it'll run that channel. And it also has a handy feature. What has happened to me a couple times with this thing is I'll get out and I'll lean up against something, and because it's on my belt or on my pack, whatever, and I'll bump into something and it'll change my channel. So then I'm thinking I'm talking to people in my group, and actually nobody can hear me talking, and I can't hear anybody talking because they were on a different channel. So what you can do then is with this is you can press and hold this button right here, and it will actually, when it beeps, it locks it, so you can't change channels now. This is great if you're going to give it to a kid for something, to keep in contact with them, because then you can lock it out and they won't accidentally change your channel. But you can't, then it just beeps and then it's unlocked again. So I'll try this again and see if we are on the Canadian weather station here. That,
National Park.
yeah.
Today, mainly cloudy. Winds becoming southwest, 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 30 this afternoon. High 16.
So now it's in English.
Tonight.
Now we're back to the regular channel. You can flip back and forth really quick. Yeah, it's a really good product. I'm really happy with this. This was a good purchase, and I think it's I think I paid around $75 for this one, but it's $69 on Cobra's website right now. So that's you may or may not find it for that price. You might find it for less than that in any of the big box stores, such as Walmart. Any of the big chain outdoor stores will sell these things. I've seen them around quite often. They're quite easy to find. The other neat feature about this one too is that it has this on the top of it here. It has a USB charging system. So the same USB that will charge a modern smartphone will charge this radio. So if you're traveling and your battery starts to die on you, you can plug this in and it'll charge on the fly, which is handy. You also have voice activated headphone and microphone set that comes with this thing. It's just a little earbud style, but you can plug this into your ears and you're not, so nobody else can hear your transmission or whatever you're listening to. But I'm impressed with it. Test. I've got another radio right beside the camera there that's so you can hear. So that Roger beep is also a feature that you can enable or disable on these radios, and it's got different calls that will work through different models. Right now, the radio I have close to the camera is a micro talk, and it's different. It's a different model than this altogether. So if I push this down, there. Now that's the call tone. You can change the different call tones or whatever, but if you're trying to call somebody and talking on the radio and you're keying your mic and you're talking to them and they're not picking up, then you can use that call tone to get their attention, and then they will be able to, they might get their attention. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a good radio. I haven't found any faults with it. It's very durable. It's got this rubberized case on it. I've dropped this thing more than once and it's bounced and it survives. This radio does put out better than the other model I have. I encourage my friends that I go out four-wheeling with and stuff that they pick one of these up. This set of these are really a good product. Lots of features, better output. The other radio I have, I think it's it says it goes 14 miles, and on my last video I said kilometers, but this one here I just looked on the website and it's 25 miles to rate this thing, so it must be putting out the 5-watt maximum on particular channels. Some of the GFRS radios frequencies, they're only allowed to put out 0.5 watts. Others are you're able to put out a full 5 watts, and some even again for other purposes. It's on the UHF frequency, so you can put out 50 watts on some of the other higher channels, but that's a whole different topic. I'm not going to get into that right now. But anyways, long story short, this is a good radio. I'm really happy with it. I recommend it if you're looking for some communications and you do hiking and you're out with your family and stuff, or friends, and you want to be able to stay in touch. Definitely look into getting one of these. It's a great little radio. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment if you've got one of these radios and you have any questions, or if you want to know more about it, just drop me a line. I'll get back to you. So yeah, enjoy. Over and out. Roger.